Hi, my name is Xavier Mallet. I'm 24 years old. I'm from France. I'm a master student in SAE. And I decided to take on the GIM project because I'm interested in the issues of economic development and CSR.
Hi, my name is Lorian. I'm 22. I'm from France, but I've been living in Spain for 9 years. So I've done a Bachelor in Business Administration at SAE, and now I'm currently enrolled in the Master in International Management and SENS. And one of my electives is the Global Integrated Model.
Hi, my name is Eric Lord, and I'm an MBA student at McGill University in Montreal on exchange for a semester to Università Bocconi in Milan. I'm originally from Montreal in Canada, and I majored in languages in my undergrad. After graduating, I spent 4 years in Japan teaching English, and then returned to Canada to get my MBA. And I'm really looking forward to working on the GIM project with everyone.
Okay. Hi, my name is Taro Sotome. I'm from Japan and first year student of SAD MBA program. Now I'm 27 years old, and I have 4 years professional working experience in the consulting industry. So I did some IT consulting projects in Japan and Qatar.
So first, I'd like to talk to you about some of the challenges and some of the advantages that we've found that have been brought about by working with the intercultural teams in the virtual environment. For most of the members of the team, this is the first time that we've actually had to work in a virtual environment like this. So it's a completely new experience for us, and we're enjoying the process of learning and also overcoming some of the challenges that are represented. Some of the challenges we foresaw at the beginning of the project, and we've taken steps to overcome them. First and most obviously is the coordination of meeting times because of the time differences between us. For example, where I am in Milan right now, it's a little after 4 p.m., whereas in New York City it's 11 a.m., and in Seoul it's close to the middle of the night, which means that different team members have different ideal meeting times, and everybody's kind of had to make sacrifices at one point or another in order to be able to make a scheduled teleconference. We've been pretty good with that. Overcoming that challenge. Skype has been extremely invaluable for us. But another challenge as far as scheduling goes, and one that we didn't necessarily foresee at the beginning, but it's come to light pretty quickly, is that since we're all studying at different universities in different countries, different master's programs, we all have different academic schedules that we need to manage, not just in terms of class time, but in terms of more intense academic deliverables like exams or projects or even holidays. So at certain times, as people come up on academic crunches in their own universities, it's been difficult for us to get complete participation from all members of the team on every deliverable for the GIM project. That's obviously completely understandable. People have academic commitments, and we understand that, but it's been difficult to kind of juggle everybody's academic schedule in a way that everybody feels like they've contributed. So to overcome that, we've put together a Google Calendar with everybody's academic schedules on it, and hopefully we'll be able to plan well enough to kind of see crunches coming and work around them in advance. Another thing that we're finding challenging about working remotely is that we're not able to meet our team members face to face. In terms of team building, it's difficult for us to interact entirely over Skype. We haven't had a chance to use the video chat feature of Skype yet. We've been doing everything over voice because video chat doesn't work for multi-way, which is what we need. And so not being able to have face-to-face time makes it difficult to relate with the teammates on a very personal level. And we're getting to know each other slowly, but a little bit of actual in-person interaction would definitely help with team building going forward. Hopefully that's something we'll be able to do in the future, at least with the European team members, but we're going to see. Going back to Skype, we've also encountered some technological difficulties. Sometimes Skype didn't work, there were problems with internet connections, and so what was planned as a conference call actually turned into a typed chat session for a meeting. Obviously, that's less than ideal, but these are the kinds of things that remote teams definitely have to work through, and I think we've gotten through most of these challenges fairly successfully to this point. As far as advantages go, definitely the biggest one that we've discovered is having different cultural viewpoints to give us some more ideas and a much broader understanding of the topic. Everybody has different perspectives on the issue that we're tackling, and it's important that everybody's viewpoints be addressed in the final deliverable, because the more perspectives that we can bring to the table, the broader and more applicable our recommendations will be at the end of the project. Also, on a personal level, the project has been a lot of fun. It's been a great chance to meet new people from different countries, different backgrounds. We're all getting along very well. I mean, despite the face-to-face time issue that I discussed earlier, I think we're bonding quite well for the most part, and it's been really nice to get to know Lauriane and Xavier, Zach, and everybody else. So hopefully, as I said, once we go up to London, hopefully conduct interviews with the management at GlaxoSmithKline, we'll be able to meet some of our team members in the flesh and continue with the team building that we started remotely.
One aspect of the team strategy plan that we found somehow difficult was to respect the role assignation, since some of our team members were not active and involved in the project. And we actually found out just a few days ago that they would not participate in the team project anymore. So therefore we had to be flexible and take initiatives. However, we have followed our strategy plan in all the other aspects, obviously adapting it to the circumstances. So for instance, for our learning journals, we created a blog in which one of our team members describes the summary of our activities over the week, reflects on it, and writes our agenda for the week after. Then the rest of the group individually writes its own takeaways and learnings from our collaboration over the week. Then the week after, a different team member will do the summary, but individually the rest of the group will write its own learnings again. So for the first deliverables, everything worked out as we expected. We were able to submit everything on time and with everyone's participation. As far as communication is concerned, we believe that we're using the most efficient tools. We could use the Google Doc, for instance, allows us to write our individual inputs, share it, modify it, and even discuss the content during our Skype sessions. Talking about Skype, this program is definitely of a great help to coordinate the whole team and discuss materials in depth. And finally, for any updates or comments, we use a Facebook group in which team members are usually very active, and a Google Calendar to synchronize each of our schedule and coordinate better. Weekly meetings are also going well. We are progressing. Although we mentioned before some technical issues or schedule problems, we adapted quite well and we were able to achieve our goals. Last but not least, we received a good feedback from our first deliverable, so we are happy with the quality of our work so far, but we will make further efforts to try to deliver a top-notch final report.
We are going to highlight several aspects of our learning experience that have been particularly important for us. First of all, it was the first experience of working remotely for most of us, and it has been very challenging in terms of organization, especially since we all have different timetables and we live in different time zones. Also, communication has proven quite challenging at the beginning. We have tackled this challenging by setting up different communication channels on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and on Google Docs, and by agreeing to meet on Skype on a weekly regular basis for the remainder of the project. Another aspect is that we all come from different backgrounds and from different cultures, and while we only work together for a month so far, we believe that we all learn from each other in terms of perspectives and in terms of backgrounds. And the third perspective is that the subject of the GIM is quite broad, namely economic inequalities in companies, and we had to reduce it to a scalable project, which was quite challenging. And so we decided to focus on the pharmaceutical industry and particularly on GSK. And we have the feeling that it was a very sound decision to tackle the issue of economic inequalities through this perspective. We are now going to talk about our expectations and our needs for the remainder of the project. The first point concerns the coordination between universities. We have just learned that at least 2 of our teammates will not be participating in the project anymore. But we had no information about their status for the past 2 weeks, and we think that if we had been informed earlier about their withdrawal, it would have helped us to organize our work earlier. Also, apparently there was a misunderstanding with the student from NYU concerning their status and the workload expected from them on the project. And we just got informed about it a few days ago. It would have been helpful as well if we had got informed earlier during the project. Therefore, we would suggest that there should be a better coordination and better communication among the different universities for the remainder of this year, as well as for the next edition of the GIM. Second point is that some of the guidelines for the project so far were unclear or contradictory. For example, concerning the journals, one document said that we could do them individually or as a team, while another document said that we had to do it individually. And we hope that the guidelines for the next deliverables will be clear and comprehensive, so we don't get confused again. The third point is that working remotely is quite difficult in the sense that it is hard to get everybody to meet at the same time on Skype and to respect the deadlines, since there is very few accountability possible due to the distance. And so we think that coordinators from the GIM module should be able to value the extra work or the extra involvement that some students from the GIM might have engaged in the project, by using, for example, peer evaluation. And finally, concerning the expectations that we have for ourselves, we expect to continue learning from the experience with the project, and we expect to deliver the best possible final project.